going to Rumola, and after some passengers exited the taxi, the driver handed her over to another taxi driver. She said it was in that transition that she fell into the hands of the alleged organ harvesters syndicate that took her to Ajib flyover to attack her.
Before I entered, I saw a female sitting at the back. Then I saw two men sitting by the right-hand side and a driver. They now drove and the female now dropped. So next thing, I now noticed that he was about winding his glass up. Then my body was just telling me something, that something is wrong. And I was now sitting behind, I held my neck and was struggling that I should die. I was now shouting. Next thing, the guy at the front seat now brought out something that is like bone, where you normally put your legs, where if you enter the car, they now had to press me inside there. Next thing, they were now looking for a way to bring a knife, something that is like surgical knife or something. They now pulled my bra. They want to cut my breast.
Well, Nengi also shared an account of how a kind-hearted individual came to her rescue and took her to the hospital.
They now say if they shoot me, that people will hear it, that it's just for them to cut me. So as they were now strangling me, the second person at the front seat now came through the back and now strangled me. There were now 4 hands on my neck. Okay, the other one now pressed mistakenly. The car now opened. I now used my right hand side to now hit the car door. I now fell off. And they now came out to even pick me inside. That was when a good Samaritan now came with a torch and was asking who is that. They now drove off.
Well, a concerned resident of the area, Victor Chukwemeka, recounted how he rescued Nengi and ensured she received immediate medical attention.
Yesterday, I stepped out to get food. So immediately I came back, I went to my house, I opened the door just for me to enter. Then I was hearing, help! I said, these people again, waiting happen. I had to keep my phone and carry my power bank to check what was happening. So my neighbors, they were like, leave her. I said, no, this one is a different shout. Let me just see what's happening. Then I had to climb up the fence to see what's happening. Then when I saw the whole scenario, I had to flash the power and shout. What thing happened there? Before those people, they drove out. Then I jumped down to the fence. I went there, I met her, I was like, what happened? Then she explained everything. I had to carry her with her bag.
Well, the police are yet to comment on this. In other news, the father of 3 who was shot dead by a police officer at a popular bar in Port Harcourt was buried today. Alafuro Peterside was buried at a private cemetery in Port Harcourt. A burial reception for the late Peterside was held at the Port Harcourt Club. Recall that the killing of the 42-year-old Mr. Peterside in the presence of his wife and 3 children in early August sparked a public outcry, with different groups, including the Joy Youth Congress, calling for justice. While the police officer who shot the late Alafuro Peterside has still not been named by the Rivers State Police Command. However, the matter has been charged to court. At the funeral, Josephine Peterside, younger sister to the late Alafuro, appealed for speedy justice in the ongoing trial.
It's shocking that my brother was taken by a triggered police officer. I'm saying the government that they should give us justice. This soul won't go just like that. You could see the kids, they are young. The wife is young. It's not, nobody should just say it's a straight plate or anything. Please, we ask the government, give us justice.
Moving on now, the Rivers State Executive Council has approved a draft bill for the establishment of the State Town Development Authority. The Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, Professor Zacchaeus Adango, told journalists after the meeting that the Rivers State Youth Entrepreneurship Trust Fund Bill 2023 and the State Investment Promotion Agency Bill were also approved by the State Executive Council.
The essence of this bill is to establish the Rivers State New Town Development Authority that is empowered to establish new towns or model cities and or to expand existing ones. I presented this bill, which is designed to create a special fund to encourage entrepreneurship amongst our youth and thereby stimulate economic growth. You cannot talk about development unless you have investment in the state. This draft bill is designed to establish an agency to drive investment in the state.
Also, the State Commissioner for Energy, Henry Ogiri, spoke about the State's Power Sector Regulatory Commission Bill, which the Executive Council also approved.
The bill seeks to establish Rivers State Regulatory Commission, which will open up the electricity market for private investors to come into Rivers State. And with the unbundling of the power sector by the federal government, Rivers State, with our abundant gas resources, stand as one of the most favored states to take advantage of this initiative by the federal government. And so this bill will create employment, there will be improved electricity, and there will be investment opportunities who will also bring in revenue to Rivers State.
Well, correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu reports that the draft bills will be sent to the State House of Assembly for legislative action. Well, this is the fourth State Executive Council meeting since the inauguration of this administration. Well, earlier today, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara swore in 5 new commissioners and assigned them portfolios. He charged the new commissioners to put the interests of the state above that of their local government areas.
Some of you might have been nominated from your local government, but here you're not representing your local government. You're working for the state. The tax is to deliver to the state. Your loyalty is to state. Leave your house politics, leave your local issues, and focus on promoting the interests of our state. That is what is important.
Well, Governor Fubara also warned the commissioners against working as sole administrators in their ministries.
While you will be assigned your portfolios, I will want you to make sure you work with your ministries. I will not tolerate that style of working as a sole administrator. I will not take it. You must work with your permanent secretary. You must work with your directors. The reason remains that you can't stay in that office forever. So if you have a policy and is well established, even if you're not there, any other person that is coming can carry on with that policy. That theme that we all agreed on, consolidation and continuity, can be felt in our state.
Well, 2 of the commissioners, Gift Walu and Joseph Johnson, spoke to our correspondent about their plans for the development of the state.
Rivers State is a special state. We have come not because we are the best, but because our people deserve the best. I will mobilize all my experiences to bear on the job. My desire is to see a greater Rivers State, progressive Rivers State, an inclusive Rivers State, and a Rivers State where the people of Rivers State are happy with their leaders and the leaders are happy with the people in return. What I would do as a messenger is to try and transmit that which the world would like to hear. And everybody's craving for what is happening in Rivers State. When you say you're consolidating, the question has always been, what are you consolidating on?
Well, the commissioners with their portfolios are as follows: Gift Walu, Commissioner for Housing; Austin Ben Chioma, Commissioner for Environment; Isaac Umejuru, Commissioner for Urban Development; Joseph Johnson, Commissioner for Information and Communication; and Victor Key, Commissioner for Agriculture. Away from that, the Publicity Secretary of the APC in Rivers State, Darlington Muju, says the leadership of the party in the state is not aware of the visit of some of its members to the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike. Mr. Muju spoke to correspondent Soibio Ruwari in response to a visit of APC members, APC stakeholders loyal to Chibika Amechi, to the FCT minister yesterday.
They will tell you who the leader of the party is. However, what you see playing out is the fact that some persons have decided not to internalize the true workings and the dictates of what democracy actually is. Because you cannot embark on a journey that does not have the imprimatur of the state leadership of the party. This is by some individuals who are desperately in seek of political placement or political appointments.
Well, on his part, an APC chieftain in the state, Archie Williams Wobodu, said with the recent development in the party, it will be unwise for those who visited the FCT minister to go against the presidency and the national leadership of the party.
The way things are going right now in APC, there seems to be some empty and gaps. Nature does not abhor vacuum. The president and the national party leadership of APC are disposed to working with the honorable minister. The members of the party are looking at it. The national is amenable to working with the minister. It will be foolhardy for anyone to just sit idle, not go koto with the position of the party.
Also, APC's Omiete Ferebo told our correspondent that the visit to the FCT minister further confirms his earlier position that Chibuike Amechi is the leader of the party in the state.
I think I've been a bit vindicated by my former statement. I see APC River State having a new leadership and in the person of Barrister Enrique. You can see the caliber of leaders that visited him yesterday. Person of Chief Victor Tombari Biadom, the National Working Committee member of the party, also one-time GG to our candidates, and some big stalwarts of the party.
Mr. Eferebo, however, expressed hope that the party will soon be reformed to take its pride of place in the state. In another development, members of the State Executive Council of the APC in Rivers State have congratulated President Bola Tinubu on his victory at the Supreme Court. A statement signed by APC's Omiete Eferebo, who said he is the acting chairman of the party, said the Supreme Court verdict, which upheld President Tinubu's electoral victory, has further affirmed that the votes cast by Nigerians were valid. Mr. Eferebo also added that the judgment has again authenticated the belief that the judiciary is for citizens, irrespective of party, who were the teeming Nigerians that expressed their confidence in Mr. President to drive the nation to a progressive stance. The statement added that President Bola Tinubu will bring to bear his tested and proven ability of governance exhibited during his tenure as governor of Lagos State. Well, he said the APC family in Rivers State salutes the Supreme Court judgment and are happy with Mr. President's commitment to drive the nation to a better, vibrant economic footing. The statement further commended the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and former Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, for his insight and unwavering support in the actualization of President Tinubu's mandate in the 2023 presidential election. In other news, the leadership of the PDP in Ubima Ward 8 has distanced itself from a letter directed to the local government area PDP leadership which called for the suspension of Dennis Amadi as the party chairman in Ikwere local government area. Well, the PDP Ward 8 stated this in a communique signed by its Ward Assistant Secretary Bright Wanyawo, Auditor General Precious Akalam, Woman Leader Felicia Uchegbulem, Financial Secretary Odu Bestman, Vice Chairman Richard Ndudiri, Public Relations Officer Oforum Ihanyuchuku, Legal Advisor Oforo Binichi, Ex-Official Chisa Mercy Obwa. The communique read by the Ward Chairman John Odua said the letter was a fabrication and did not have the approval of the Executive Committee of Ubima Ward 8.
We hereby write to inform the leadership of the party in the state that the said letter is false and was not authored by us. The said letter was purportedly written by the executive chairman of Ikure local government area, Honorable Samuel Wonosike, the Honorable Assembly member, Honorable Prince Yeche, and Mr. Charles Wobudo, LGA party secretary, PDP, who invited us and took us to unknown destination in Abuja, where we were forced to sign the said document without knowing the content.
Well, the communique also clarified that the PDP leadership in Ikwere local government area has not convened any meeting to investigate Dennis Amadi's actions as the PDP chairman in the council.
There was neither any meeting called for the purpose of investigating the said Honorable Dennis Amadi, that there was never disciplinary committee set up by the Ubima Ward 8 schools and leadership of the party for that purpose. The said letter was allegedly written for the purpose of witch hunting and victimizing the same said Honorable Dennis Amadi for not endorsing the candidature of the said Charles Wobudo.
Well, the communique also urged the state party leadership to disregard the letter dated October 11th, which called for Dennis Amadi's suspension as the chairman of the PDP in Ikwere local government area. While reacting to this, the secretary of the PDP in Ikwere local government area, Charles Wobudu, refuted the allegations. Mr. Wobudu clarified that he received a petition from the chairman and secretary of the PDP in Ubima Ward 8 calling for the suspension of Dennis Amadi as the party chairman. He said in response to the petition, a committee was set up to investigate the allegations, which he says Mr. Dennis failed to cooperate with. Still to come, IGP Egbetoku orders compulsory treatment of gunshot victims without police reports. Stay tuned. people of Mkpolurumigbo community in a Kinigbo clan of Obiakpo local government area have protested the abduction of Bobby Ezekiel and Chamberlain Owonda in Abuja. The head chief and paramount ruler of Mkpolurumigbo, Ezekiel Ogutum, accused Tony Okocha of masterminding the said abduction, where Chief Ogutum said the people would further grind commercial activities within the community if their sons are not released before 10 a.m. tomorrow.
They kidnap our children in Abuja, where they went to answer the call that IG called them. There's a petition against our people, which is not a bad thing. We went to answer the IG. So when our people left IG office, they now moved across to enter Teddy. What they saw was people that came with a gun, led by Tony Okocha, Billy Owonda, Otu Wosu, Yekwerechinda, and took away our sons since day before yesterday. Their number is not going. We don't know their whereabouts up till as I speak.
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetoku, has ordered the compulsory treatment of gunshot victims without police reports. The IG said this was in line with the Compulsory Treatment and Care for Victims of Gunshots Act 2017. The directive is contained in a police memo signed by the Force Principal Staff Officer, Olatunji Disu. In business, some residents of Port Harcourt say they now trek halfway before boarding a taxi as a way to save cost. But this follows the resurgence of petrol scarcity, which commuters and motorists say is causing them untold hardship. The residents who spoke to our correspondent appealed to the federal government to intervene quickly to alleviate the hardship on the masses. Our correspondent reports that some petrol stations in areas like Rumokoro, Rumosi, Aba Road and Artillery were not open. For the stations that were open, the pump price varied from 609 naira to 640 naira, with the NNPC stations selling at 509 and 91 naira per litre and also experiencing long queues. In entertainment, Grammy-winning singer Taylor Swift has officially become a billionaire, making her the first singer to become a billionaire solely through music. In sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Boniface has received his Golden Boot award after finishing joint top scorer for last season's Europa League.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has signed up to join TV channel GB News. Mr. Johnson, who stepped down as an MP earlier this year, will work for the news channel as a presenter, program maker and commentator. But Mr. Johnson, who also writes a column for the Daily Mail, will start next year. And that's the news, but before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. On the news this evening, you heard that a young lady has narrated her ordeal in the hands of some suspected organ harvesters in Port Harcourt. The family of late Alafuro Peterside, who was shot dead by a police officer at a popular bar in Port Harcourt, buried him today. The Rivers State Executive Council has approved a draft bill for the establishment of a town development authority. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has charged the new commissioners to prioritize the interest of the state. IGP Egbetoku has ordered the compulsory treatment of gunshot victims without a police report. On the foreign scene, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has joined a TV channel as a presenter and commentator. But that's the news. You can see pictures and watch videos of news stories when you like us on Facebook and follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH. On Instagram, it's at Nigeria Info FM_PH. Now, for any eyewitness reports and breaking news, text and send your WhatsApp pictures and videos to our news desk line on 0808 721 7215. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.